Well, here's the deal.
How many ways? I've exhausted my creativity on how I can fail.
You know Agent Baker over there? He's kind of adult, but he's actually an idiot.
Keep it from the public. Eliminate any unnatural threats.
And Baker's just standing there for like 10 seconds in the silent, and the fog comes back in and says, "This is so fucking cool."
What's up? What's up? Welcome to Sunday Shenanigans Gaming. Plays Delta Green. I'm Nolan, your handler. And how are you guys all feeling today?
Hey, I'm feeling good. I think it's time to finally wrap this thing up. I got some schemes on how to put a bow on it with the locals, but of course that's all dependent on rolls, right? It was what was it, about a 10% pass rate or success rate in the last session?
Yeah, as long as we don't have to pistol whip anybody, we should be good.
Worst FBI agents ever.
At least we didn't end up like McLovin. May he rest in peace, you know. He never will love again.
Straight up mercs, man. Good Lord.
Yeah, Agent Baker's pretty hardcore. I got something I want to talk to you guys about. So, a little bit about me. I've been working for a delivery service for like 14 years, and they're kind of changing their structure. They have been for the past like year and a half, and I might have the opportunity to change careers like drastically at 42 years old, almost 43. And mine and Steve's brother-in-law, Greg, has like an in to get me an interview for the Macomb County Animal Control. Is that something you guys ever, I know Bob's changed professions a couple times, but like, is that like, what would you guys do? Like, I'd be making the same amount of money. They pay for your insurance. It's such a different profession. Like, do any of you guys know any animal control people or what they actually do or anything?
Just speaking from personal public service experience, government benefits are awesome, but you have to weigh the fact that you are going to be dealing with people who are absolutely at their worst and will hate your fucking guts from the word go. Because it's like any interaction that you're having, people are going to be shitty with you. That's just how it do. That said,
yeah,
if money's good and the insurance is good, it could potentially be worth stepping into that realm.
Yeah, because like my insurance is crap. So
you guys usually have awesome insurance. What the hell happened?
Yeah, they switched to United Healthcare and it just went downhill. Yeah. So yeah, and it's like I'm looking at my wife's a dog groomer. We got 3 dogs. I got a snake. But anyway, yeah. So in the job description, like it's all stuff that I feel like I can handle, except for like the 2 things which I think I could like hopefully get used to is like picking up dead animals, which, you know, that's kind of ugh. And part of the job qualification is like euthanization, but I feel like that wouldn't like happen too often. I feel like that's like only if you're like out in the field and something's like suffering and you got to give it a shot or something. But
I think it'd probably be the people that you're dealing with, like Bob said, the people that have too many dogs, the people that they're not containing them, those kind of things. You know, I don't know what they do with the corpses, or, you know, like roadkill and whatnot. But I mean, you know, assuming you have to dispose of them because it's a county job, but we stick them on ant piles out here and then turn them into bone art. So, I mean, if that's something that floats your boat or that's allowable, I mean,
yeah,
turn it into something productive.
I don't know. My brother-in-law Greg was telling me that usually like roadkill and stuff that's dealt with by the road commission. So this would probably be more like, you know, dead animals outside of like roadkill and stuff. So I don't know. This is not as much of a fun conversation as we had last week, but I was used to dealing with shitty people because I used to be a cable guy and had to turn off their cable when they weren't paying the bill. That was
it'll be like that. Plus you may get bit by shit.
Nothing better than climbing up a 20-foot pole in the backyard, cutting someone's cable off, and they let their 3 pit bulls out on you. It's awesome.
You know, it's probably not going to be too different than being like a Delta Green agent, right? You're going to have like a dangler come into the house, like, "What did you do to my dog?" And he's going to have a shotgun.
And then I just shoot him with a shotgun.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway.
Career changes are always interesting, right? I don't know. I've always thought like, man, if something out of the blue came up, like, what would I do? And I think I've got a lot of respect for people that are like, let's just try to change it up and see what happens. So yeah, keep us in the loop, because that'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
I haven't got the interview yet, but Greg said that they were going to pull my application. So hopefully I'll at least get an interview and I can ask them like exactly what it's all about and all that. He says it's a cake job. You just drive around in a Ford Explorer all freaking day waiting on calls. So we'll see. He's a corrections officer. He tried to get me into there. Well, he didn't try. He offered to, and I'm like, no, that ain't for me. I can't handle being in the jail with all them freaking lunatics that I hear him talk about all the time.
Yeah, I think you're downplaying a little bit. It was a full court press with like the whole family. Hey, you should try it. You should try it.
Oh, you know what, too? Like, Shelby got out. My wife got on my case about that, which I get apparently. After that whole thing, when I was like getting upset in there because they were like pressuring me about it, and I came outside, I immediately went to you to like get some crap off my chest. And apparently where we were standing, I couldn't see inside the room, but like all of them could see us.
Whoops.
Awkward.
Me getting all mad. So yeah, that's
funny.
That was a fun little bit of information I got on the ride home. So anyway, go ahead, Bob.
It seems like it's a good fit, and it seems like you can handle it without making too many sanity checks during the course of the day, go for it. Go for it.
That's where I'm leading right now. Hopefully I can get this interview.
And government jobs, man, like once you're in, you're not going anywhere. And a lot of times there's opportunities for lateral movement or transfers to other departments and stuff. Say it doesn't work, you're already an employee of Macomb County. You can see what other openings and then have, an edge if you apply for a different position.
Apply internally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's probably, yeah. All right, well, enough about that. So let's see where we left off last time. This would probably be episode 5, I think. So where we left off last time, Dr. Santorini was driving Smiley and an unconscious McNulty to the motel for medical attention. Mark Dangler, the husband, is cuffed in the back of your Suburban with a blown out knee, thanks to Smiley's shotgun blast. Thomas Dangler, the son, lies dead in the woods after Agent Baker killed him and summoned the IAPO away. But what the players know, but the agents don't know, is as of right now, Agent Baker did not destroy the amulet like he said he did. He stashed it away, also saying he killed Thomas Dangler in self-defense. So yeah, that's where we're at. And I think we are going to start off in the Dangler residence with Steinmetz and Baker discussing what they're going to do. So yeah, let's pick it up there.
Real quick, can you set the scene regarding like what the front of the house, like where the Suburban with Mark Dangler is, and like what the neighborhood, the street looks like? Is it a residential, like houses just next to each other, or they got a long driveway with a lot of woods around? Or
if you're looking out the front door of the Dangler residence, across the street, it's like just a two-way street. The woods are directly across the street. If you look to your right, there's an attached garage, and your Suburban is in the driveway right there. It's not a long driveway. It's just enough to fit your Suburban and back out onto the street if you were leaving. They're nice houses, but they're spaced apart good enough, but like the chances, actually it's a good time to say this, you are sitting there and you start to hear police sirens sirens off in the distance. So you're kind of expecting that a neighbor or somebody called because of all the ruckus that was going on during this whole interaction.
No neighbors looking out, though, like standing in the street watching us doing what we're doing or anything like that from all the gunshots? Or
roll me a luck roll.
9, success.
So, yeah, nobody's outside. They're probably all sheltering in place because of the gunshots and I'm pretty sure when the IAPA flew through the window, that made a loud commotion. They're probably just sheltering in place, but the chances those police sirens are for you guys is probably pretty light. They sound far away, so you have probably 10 or 15 minutes.
All right, fair enough. Well, we kind of discussed it a little bit with the justification that we have a little more time. You know, we've had a chance to kind of talk this out, but I think we're going to be looking at Baker is going to go ahead and arrest, big quotes, right? We'll see if they make it, right? Arrest the Dangler parents, and then I'll stay behind as the only one that's uninjured, and I've already got a bit of the yarn I'm going to spin. Although I would say it's not too far from what might be the truth. You know, the Dangler parents are also suspects, right? Perhaps the father was helping him get equipment from his employer if he's working for Northrop. The hole in the wall can be explained as he was helping the kid with explosives in a twisted family revenge plot. The mother's not off the hook. This is not even spinning a yarn, right? I still find it strange that Thomas didn't seem to want to blame. Sorry, I always get confused between Lauren and the girl that died was Lauren, right? But he seemed to blame Stacy. You know, it occurred to me, well, wait a minute, but the mother from the outside looking in is gonna blame Lauren. So I think the mother still needs to be looked at, and I think that's exactly what we're going to tell the police. Try to keep them out of the house because there might be more booby traps, right? Who knows what else is in that house? And then it also gives us, I think, a reason later if the house burns down. There was another booby trap and it ignited the house, but not before we go in and clear out anything of value or of special interest to Delta Green.
One thing, just I hope we're not eating too much time with the police sirens going, but just one thing that I'm not convinced that Miss Dangler didn't call Mark while she was downstairs to come home earlier. Originally, she said he was going to be like 3 or 4 hours. She might have called him saying that, hey, there's FBI agents asking a lot of questions about dead people in town, kind of thing. So she's been unconscious this time. The parents could still be complicit. With that, if we are inside and she's still passed out, Baker pulls out his burner phone, dials his handler, and assuming it picks up, says, hey, it's me. We've got a potential opportunity to prevent further loss of life. Do you want us to try to exercise that, or if at all possible, or do you want us to just liquidate everybody involved? We think we have a potential workable solution to save lives, but can't guarantee that.
Walker picks up the phone. You tell him that, and he's like,
well, I already told Steinmetz to take care of the parents. You know, take care, in quotes. We can't let any of this get out to the public, and we have a dead 16-year-old on our hands. I feel like just getting rid of everything would probably be the best solution.
Understood. I just wanted to call to make sure, just so that you know that we thought we might have a chance to save more lives, but message received. And Baker hangs up the phone, and he looks around. Is Mark Dangler's shotgun still in the house or available? The family one.
I don't know. So the last time it was used was outside. Would Smiley have done anything with that shotgun?
Smiley
when he left,
essentially was using it and pointing at him the whole time, just kind of holding him captive. So once everyone else would have came and I would have left with Dr. Santorini, I likely would have handed it off to someone else to kind of, point it at him and make sure he moves into the van.
And I think Baker was the one to put him in the van, right?
Baker had arrested and put him in the Suburban earlier. Yep.
So I would guess Smiley would have handed that shotgun off to you.
Okay, and assuming that Steinmetz is there with me with the passed out Miss Dangler still, Baker has kind of still a little bit of a shell-shocked look on his face, and he starts reloading the shotgun with the shells that he had gotten, from Smiley's gear originally, kind of thing, with like a real grim, pale look on his face. You can kind of see the color drain out of him, and he said, "I'll go get the husband."
Okay, so you're gonna go take him out of the Suburban.
Yeah, and looking around real quick to make sure there's no civilians watching us while he goes out, put hands on Dangler and then bring him back into the house. He'd say change of plans as he was dragging him out.
Okay, we're just gonna say that's what happens, and you can hear the sirens getting closer, and even it's kind of a foggy night out, so off in the distance you can see the red and blues in the fog on their way. So you drag Mark Dangler into the house and you tell Steinmetz there's a change in plans, whatnot.
I'll respond, understood. I suppose I thought we'd have an opportunity to get more information out of him, but it's clear that time is of the essence.
With that, just to preface this, Baker, as a criminal, in his mind, he thinks that the program is going to kill him if he doesn't do what they say. He's been pressed into service as opposed to the others that were recruited for other reasons, and he begrudgingly will shoot with the shotgun both Mark Dangler and Eloise Dangler, and uncuff Mark Dangler, and with the intent to say that the son killed his parents with the family shotgun before, during the grand melee, whenever everything was going down. And my only suggestion is we tell the cops when they get here they can cordon everything off, but this is a federal investigation. Don't touch anything. This is our crime scene.
Well,
we want you to put up with police.
Let's actually play that out. So,
okay,
you shoot both of them dead. Moments after that happens, you hear the police sirens like right outside the house, and the tires like screeching to a halt. You hear on a megaphone,
"If anybody's in the house, come out with your hands up."
What do you do?
I'm heading towards the door, but giving eye to Baker. You going too?
Buy me some time, Baker says, and he wipes down the gun, leaves it in the room there, kind of knocks some things around, and he's going to, I guess, sneak upstairs if he has even but a second to try to find something like a jacket or if Mark Dangler had a coat that he could put on to cover up, because he's got a big slash mark on his back from the IAPA, so he wants something to be able to conceal the injury that he had received from the previous.
Okay. Roll me a search.
Melee. 21 under 94 failure.
You're kind of in a rush, and the first thing that could fit you is Eloise Dangler's pink flowered robe.
Just my luck. Baker says, and Baker is going to try to sneak out of the back of the house and just basically get off scene if he can.
Okay, roll me a stealth with a +20 because it's night out, it's dark out. Nice. Okay.
Success. 24 to 50.
You sneak out the back. Did you put that robe on?
I took it with me.
You took it with you? Okay. You sneak out the back of the house. Steinmetz goes out to the front door. There are 2 squad cars out there, 4 officers pointing guns at the front of the house.
I did want to point out before I went out, I put the FBI credential on my hand so it's visible, but hands are still up.
You approach the door with your hands up. What do you say?
I say, FBI, stand down. We've got this.
They say,
"Keep your hands up, approach the vehicle."
Do you do so?
Yes.
Okay, so you go up there. They take a look at your FBI badge, and now you can say what you got to say.
All right, gentlemen, I'm sure you understand I got to be careful in what I say, but long story short, at this point, we believe the son, Thomas Dangler, was the serial killer. We're taking, if nothing else, for your own safety advice, let's keep our distance from the house. We were ambushed by some kind of booby trap, and very similar to the Harrogate house. There's now a big hole in the boys' bedroom, which I believe is around the back, so they can't see it. If you look there, if any of you were at the Harrogate scene, I'm sure you recognize it's the same pattern. Unfortunately, this time, instead of being used to assault the victim, it was used in a defensive move by the perpetrator. What's not clear at this point, due to the deaths of the parents, is how much they were involved. One thing we'll be looking at is whether the father acquired some of these explosive materials from Northrop Grumman's employer. We also suspect that the short time we had with the boy, it seemed like he was in agreement with some of the victims. I think I've said too much.
Yeah, the guy's like, "Listen, sir, we're not detectives. We're just, patrol officers." I don't know.
Yeah.
But roll me a bureaucracy. You can give yourself a +20 because the badge is legit.
Ooh, even with the plus 20, it's still a failure.
Oh.
32 over 30.
One of the officers says, okay, I think I'm gonna call Detective Gregson to come meet us out here. We'll stay out here to not disrupt the scene, but we're not leaving until Gregson gets here.
Fair enough. I think if nothing else, Gregson deserves an explanation, but I would advise keeping your distance. I don't know what else is going on with this house, so maybe just moving out into the street is a wise move.
They agree and say, do what you gotta do. We'll be out here. We're gonna call Detective Gregson, and we'll send her up when she gets here. With that, we'll switch over to Santorini. Just arrives with Smiley and McNulty at the motel. I'd say you have the 2 rooms. Smiley, who were you rooming up with? Steinmetz, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So you pull up Santorini and you go to the back of the medical examiner van to help McNulty out, who is still unconscious. Santorini says, where's your room? Let's get him in there so I can get a good look at him.
Yeah, of course. I go over and open up my room because I probably have the key to that one. Open it up and then go back to help him bring McNulty into the room. I guess while we're carrying him, I just out of curiosity, Smiley goes, by the way, what kind of doc are you, by the way? I don't think I've ever asked.
Santorini's like, well, before I was a medical examiner, I was a paramedic in the ER. I just kind of moved up the ranks from there, and now I'm just the medical examiner.
Well, that's a relief. I thought maybe you were like a doctor of biology or something like that. So you could actually help. This is good. So I keep bringing McNulty into the room.
You get him into the room. Roll me a stealth.
I'm not very good at stealth. That's a failure. 49.
You go in, you put McNulty on the bed. As you're shutting the door, you see the motel manager across the parking lot kind of peeping out his window at you guys. So yeah, what do you do now? Santorini's already he's got his little medical kit and he's patching up McNulty. Go ahead.
I think Smiley takes inventory. I guess I'm going to check to see how much money I have on myself at the moment. I don't know if that's maybe a luck roll.
How much money do you want to have on you?
I was thinking I don't know. Should I was thinking of maybe going to bribe him, but sorry, what was that?
I said 8.5 million.
Exactly. Yeah.
Roll me a luck roll.
Okay. Failure, 76 to 50.
Okay, you have $26 on you.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, so you're going through your wallet and Santorini is Bob, do you remember what I told you that
How was I injured?
Yes.
Oh.
I know you became unconscious because you let go of the IAPA when he was flying up and you fell.
Yep.
That's what knocked you unconscious, but did you have a wound before that?
Yes, the big bite. He took a hunk
In
out
your shoulder.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember if it was the left or the right, but
Okay, doesn't matter that much.
Yeah, big, massive, gaping hole in my shoulder.
Okay,
Probably all torn up and full of demon spit.
Santorini is working on his shoulder. He doused it with some saline, and Bob will probably correct me on everything I say wrong here. Is stitching up something deep inside to stop the bleeding, wrapping his shoulder up. McNulty's still unconscious. Santorini does get him bandaged up. He waves some smelling salts in front of McNulty's nose. It kind of wakes McNulty up. Bob, roll me a con times 5. We'll give you
52 out of 60.
We'll give you 3 hit points. So
Yay.
that you are now conscious. Roll me an alertness.
Yep, failure.
Damn it, never mind with that. I'll have you roll another one later. So yeah, McNulty's conscious. He's kind of leaning up on the bed. What do you guys do?
As I wake up, I go, what did I do?
Smiley says, I was going to ask you that. What happened back there?
I don't remember. There was gunfire and screaming, and the last thing I knew, I fell, but sometime before that, this thing took a chunk out of me. It's all a blur.
Dr. Santorini's like, what took a chunk out of you? I've never seen a bite like this before.
We're in Jersey, right? Is that a game?
Yeah, no, Long Island.
Long Island.
Black bear. It was a black bear attack.
Black bear attack. Roll me a persuade.
Ooh, success.
That must have been a pretty big black bear. All right. Well, keep that patched up. Smiley, are you okay? Do you need anything?
I was just gonna ask Santorini, if you don't mind, could you patch me up too? I'm not doing so hot.
Remind me again of your injury.
That was the
patient almost died.
Glass shards and everything else that sliced me up.
He has you sit down on a chair next to the front window. He starts patching up some cuts on your face. Roll me a con times 5.
27 to 50, success. Probably like a D4.
Yeah.
Only one. I'll take it. He's spent all his medical treatment on McNulty. I get it.
Actually, I forgot. I have a sheet for Santorini now. So I'll roll a first aid. Success. Since he succeeded, I will roll another D4, and that's so you get 3 more.
Sick.
Cool. Roll me an alertness.
16 to 20.
Yep, you see the motel manager walking across the parking lot to your front door. With that, we're going to switch over. Baker, what are you doing? Last time we talked, you were sneaking out the backside of the Dangler residence.
Yeah, Baker keeps moving. His goal is to try to break contact, get off site, and his goal is to just basically break contact, staying in the tree line or what woods there are to get as much distance as he can. He dropped the pink robe in the trees and is moving while he's dialing his handler. If he could maybe make a criminology check or something for a vehicle that he might be able to. Well, no, he wouldn't go that overt. He'd just be trying to make distance away from the crime scene and the whole situation since he was the trigger puller, and call the handler if he answers.
Roll me a stealth.
Success, 29 out of 50.
Okay, so you exit the back of the Dangler residence, and behind the house are the backs of more houses, so they kind of butt up to each other. You hop the fence undetected. You are now on the street behind the street that the Dangler residence is on. You attempt to call Walker. Roll me a luck roll. It's pretty late at night now.
Success, 38 under 50.
So you call Walker, ring, ring, ring. He picks up. He's sounds like you woke him up. He's like,
this is Walker.
Yeah, it's me. We did the thing. Any pressure you could apply to let the feds handle this case for local PD, I don't know what kind of connection you got, we'd appreciate it. He just hangs up, doesn't say another word, or even wait for a response. And just his focus, Baker's continued focus is to just get off scene, keep moving, use the cover of night to basically get off site with the intent to eventually rally up with the team at a later point. But doesn't want to make the situation worse by being caught at the crime scene.
So you don't know this, but Walker attempts to call Gregson. With his luck roll, he rolled a 40. Gregson picks up. Walker sends Baker a text and says,
contacted Gregson. She's instructing the officers to leave the residence and told them that you guys have it under control.
You hear the sirens kind of fade off in the distance. Steinmetz is inside, and he notices that the cops have left. Steinmetz, what are you doing? 2 dead bodies. What are you doing with them?
I'm looking in. Do we have body bags in the Suburban?
Roll me a luck roll.
A luck roll. 87 over 50. That's a failure.
Absolutely not. There's a box of 13-gallon trash bags.
Okay.
And an axe.
Yeah. Well,
I figured that's where you were going to go with it.
I was like, well. All right, how about this? What do I have? Is it the garage is attached garage out front?
Correct.
Okay. What I'd like to do is get our vehicle in the garage, close the garage, and lay out the bags. Yeah, I think it's quite my character to hack up the bodies. So what I'm looking at is, can I put some seats down the back, cover the back with trash bags, and then get the bodies in the back?
You go out into the garage, and there are 2 cars already in the garage. You're going to have to move one of the cars out to get yours in.
Okay, whichever one is bigger, move it out.
Do you have the keys?
Oh, that's a good question. They aren't conveniently hanging by the door.
Roll me a search.
Anytime he says roll, that's a 93 roll.
They are not hanging by the door.
Okay.
Agent Baker, you can keep doing what you're doing, but at this point, if you think once you hear the sirens are gone, I don't know if you will, but if you're going to make your way back to the residence, you can chime in whenever you want.
the request for assistance went exponentially better than Baker had expected. He was just hoping to keep the cops out of the, from investigating things too much. But if they left, and he's confident that they left, he would absolutely try to sneak back to the garage and or sneak back in, to assist Steinmetz. And
okay, so you walk in and you can see Steinmetz is searching for something. Play that out.
Okay, sounds like the cops left. Can I help you look for something?
Yeah. Plan is, so I want to move one of their cars out of the garage, move our vehicle in, and then load the bodies in the back. But so far, I'm coming up dry on car keys for the Hargan vehicles.
Copy. What kind of vehicles do they have? North Rock Grumman got to be a good one, at least one.
He's got a nice, like a Lexus.
So we got a Lexus, and Baker will go in the house and check to see if there's any key hooks or like an everything drawer in the kitchen. Spare keys sometimes hide in there, like the one that just whatever else gets thrown in there kind of thing, just to see.
Roll me a search.
And failing that, he would also check Mark's pockets, because he did come home from work. Searching now.
Damn. Yeah, coming up, no luck. Steinmetz,
can I use criminology to try to hotwire one of their vehicles, whichever of the biggest of their two vehicles there is, or
would that be a criminology? And I don't think that would be a criminology. Do you have? I'll let you use your lock picking on that for that.
Okay. 20 under 40 success. Whichever of the two vehicles was the bigger of the personal vehicles of the Danglers. And Baker makes a suggestion to Steinmetz. He says, if you're willing to entertain the thought, my suggestion was we put the bodies in the trunk of their car and then either go burn that with a road flare or dump it in a body of water somewhere and retain our vehicle clean. And then Baker wants to know what the other car is besides the Lexus, because he is a criminal and he knows that he can, if the family's disappearing, then they don't need their other vehicle. Potentially he could sell this on the side for illicit cash or drive himself back home.
A 1995 Seat Inca.
They're a well-off family. They have it's like a Grand Cherokee.
Okay, nice. Then the bodies are going into the trunk of the Lexus, and Baker wants to retain, if possible, use that as his new personal vehicle.
There's only two of you, and there's three vehicles. So you have your Suburban, you have the Lexus, you have the Cherokee.
Okay. We'll load the bodies into the Lexus, or Baker will start loading the bodies, just dumping them into the. I liked Steinmetz's idea with the trash bag, so it's not just blood's not just pouring out of the back of the truck or the trunk rather. But we'll try to load the bodies into with the garage door closed into the trunk of the Lexus, assuming that's the one he could get going.
Yeah, so we'll say you do that. The bodies are in the trunk. You have the car started. Where to now?
I'm going to suggest, should we also, I know about the son, right? We also pick him up in the same, are you going to be able to do this by yourself? I'm not crazy about leaving the house unoccupied, because who knows who may stumble across it and decide to go poking around.
Yeah, all of those are great points. Do we have anything like police tape or anything where we can, make this look like it's an official as far as an investigation to keep people out or anything like that? Because
I feel like you wouldn't have. Well, roll me a luck roll, but it's going to have to be good.
Okay. Nope.
That is not
no good. Police tape.
No police tape.
Yeah, sorry. I had originally thought we were going to have to do more of like a actual like working with law enforcement cover up as opposed to just disappearing the bodies kind of thing. Baker admits and says you've got great points regarding that. I guess my only concern with the kid in the woods is, obviously that's very high profile. I hate to suggest this, but maybe we leave it as is until 03 or something like that, and then come back whenever things are just extremely quiet to recover his body or something along those lines to try to move it.
I don't know that lingo. What's 03?
3 a.m. Whenever everybody.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's up to you guys. However you want to deal with that. I will say though, yeah, because you have two adult bodies in the back of the Lexus, so I don't think you have any more room for another right now.
Then Baker says, probably the less you know Steinmetz, the better on this stuff. If you want to leave this to me, I can try to take care of all of them. If you want to try to rally up with the rest of the team, I'm not trying to push you off, but just in case it comes to something else. And
oh yeah, absolutely makes sense. And while you're doing that, I think I need to have another look around this house, because there may be some other suspicious archaeological artifacts. So I think there's more work to be done here.
Good call. Then Baker will open the garage door and do one walk around to make sure everything's good. Lights are all working, tail lights, blinkers, all that kind of stuff before opening the garage door, making sure that there's no dripping or anything like that coming. Everything's secure and this looks like a normal Lexus. If there's a registration sticker on the car, make sure that that's in date, that kind of stuff. He's smuggled before, so he's just making sure everything is as good as can be before he makes his trip out, and he'd go ahead and leave without saying another word to Steinmetz and pull out of the driveway.
Yeah, car's in good working order. I just want to know where you're heading before we switch it over.
He's digging through the key map that he found in the back of the vehicle behind one of the seats, and he's looking for a quarry or a national park or heavily wooded area or something. I know we're in New Jersey, but I'm actually looking at if you want to go to somebody else, he's kind of scanning through looking for, basically a dump site. Okay.
Roll me a search.
Gotcha. Failure. 29.
You don't find it. I don't know.
Looking for ideally like a state park with a lot of woods and water potentially that he could get into. And I guess he would ask at this point if he failed to see anything, and knowing that we're in a highly populated area. I hate to overuse the lifeline, but
all right. Well, you keep looking. I'm gonna do one more thing with Steinmetz before we go back to the other two.
Okay.
Steinmetz, you're searching the house for like other weird shit.
Top priority is any more of the archaeological, anything that can point to this as have a connection to that. If it was whatever the cultural artifact.
You already know that there's a bunch of stuff in Thomas Dangler's room that's now like destroyed. The room's destroyed, so you can do what you want with all that. Roll me a search for just the rest of the house.
All right. 84 rolled 84 over 21. Failure.
All right. You don't find anything else.
So yeah, I'm gonna move those artifacts out to the. It's still dark out, right? So I can discreetly move those into the our vehicle, right?
Yeah. Okay, with that, we'll go back to the motel. So last we left, Smiley was getting patched up, and he noticed the manager walking up to the front door.
Yep. Since Smiley noticed, he's going to take the most direct and authoritative approach. So he's going to essentially go out and meet the manager and come out with his FBI badge. And,
So as you open the front door, it was like he was almost about to knock, but you opened the door right at he was about to knock. Go ahead.
Perfect. He says, "Good evening, sir. Special Agent Smiley here with the FBI. Noticed that you saw us coming in. I just wanted to let you know that we are currently going investigation here, and my fellow agent McNulty did suffer some consequences of part of our investigation. I'm sure you're going to see more news here in the recent findings of what we had, but just know that we are officially here on business. We have things under control, and we ask you to give us some room and privacy."
Roll me a persuade.
64 to 50, dang it.
You know what? You have the badge. I'll give you a plus 20 on that. You succeed on that. He's kind of like looking over your shoulder, and he's like, just don't stain my sheets.
Sounds good. We won't.
McNulty laying on the bed there all patched up, and blood is kind of soaking through a little bit on the bandages. Yeah, don't stain my sheets, and try to be out of here by the morning.
Understood. Thank you. And I close the door.
McNulty, roll me an alertness.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
You're sitting in bed. You kind of got the shakes. You notice in this motel room that there is something that is not in your motel room. It is a mini bar.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought you would jump at that chance because you're a fucking alcoholic.
Yeah. I mean, let's see if they got the Jamesons.
You open the mini bar. They have whatever the off-brand Jameson would be. I don't know much about
good. Rock gut, whatever. As
Jim Beam probably, right?
Jimmy just says, "Okay, when in Rome," and takes a pull right off the bottle.
So has Smiley seen McNulty? Like, has he picked up on this yet? I'm assuming not.
The drinking?
The alcoholism. Yeah.
Well, I showed up to the briefing completely and totally hungover.
Yeah, so roll me an alertness. I don't even know if that would be the right thing, but we're going to go with it. Roll me an alertness for like you putting all these little incidents together. Yeah, you notice he seems to be going for the bottle a lot.
Okay. Smiley approaches McNulty in a not confrontationally, but it says, McNulty, is now really the time to be engaging in this? We got a lot going on.
He pulls his good hand up, the hand that he can move, and you see it just kind of shaking in front of him. Not like full on Parkinsonian, but he's getting there.
Got it.
I need
okay.
to take the edge off.
Smiley acknowledges and says, I get it, but okay, just keep it under control, man.
Dr. Santorini is like, can I get a swig of that?
Let's just play past the bottle, I guess.
Well, I guess you guys, is there anything else you guys want to do in this motel room, or should I go back and try to wrap up things at the Dangler house?
The only thing that Smiley is thinking is controlling the narrative with his news background. So, unaware of what's been happening at the Dangler residence, I think he would try to send a text, probably to Steinmetz, who he has kind of the most rapport with, to kind of check in and say, hey, ready to control some of the narrative of the media, anything I can leak to kind of control the story.
All right, so we'll switch back over to the Dangler residence. Steinmetz is still, he's putting some of these artifacts in the Suburban, and he gets your text. How does Steinmetz respond to that?
I think it's going to be really clean to tie particularly the Hargett murder in, because the hole in the house is very similar. The fact that the father attacked us could be something we leak. Maybe that's something that we want to keep under our hat for now. It might conflict with if we're trying to pass off that the son murdered the parents. The question now is, do we talk booby traps and does the house go boom? Or maybe we do it a little more officially and say, due to structural damage, the house is condemned and we have some friendlies come in and demolish the house. I think letting the house stand for now is a good plan, because it allows us to, the neighbors are going to see that hole, right? And now there's credibility. Hey, that's the same type of damage to the Hargett house where the girl was murdered. And I think it ties it together better.
Okay, you send that text message and it says text message too long and fails to send.
Okay, let's say I gave him a call and I gave him a call with related information. I gave him a call and I relayed the information. It's a little too much to.
Kyle Baker, what are you doing?
Kyle Baker is very calmly and collectively driving the Lexus northeast out of New Jersey towards the New Jersey Pinelands National Reserve.
Okay, go for it.
Hands at 10 and 2, just as it's probably getting pretty late at night, I assume, by this point, or
yeah, probably like 2 a.m.
Oh, it's 2 a.m. Okay. If he would be looking for one of the service road entries, like a Forest Road Service kind of entry, that kind of thing, not the main gate, to see if he could gain access and drive down one of those roads, just looking for a place that's as discreet and in the middle of, with as few witnesses possible in a very rural area.
Yeah, there's nobody around. So we'll say you're driving in. It's like this small, narrow dirt road that kind of goes downward at a slight incline, and you keep driving, and the trees kind of break away, and you find like a little retention pond. I shouldn't say little. It's not quite a lake, not quite a pond, but like big enough. I don't know how else to explain it.
All right, and then Baker would put the car in park, turn off the headlights to let his eyes start to adjust, and give it just a minute, and kind of sit. He'd just kind of sit there and just do a little security halt to make sure that for sure there's no other vehicles or traffic, and that he's completely alone. I don't know if that's a search or anything, or alertness, or
you're good. It's quiet.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
In that case, Baker is going to unload the two bodies out of the trunk and lay them like within 5 feet of the back of the trunk, lay them out. And he's hidden bodies before in his criminal past, but as he's thinking about the grim work that he has to do, his totemic compulsion kicks in from all the stress of the evening, and he reaches down being completely alone, the kind of whispers in his head from the insanity that he's felt. He says, "Let's see how this works." And he puts the amulet on, and he says, closes his eye. He steps back multiple steps, and he says, he thinks about very intently, and he says, "Return to me and take these bodies away. Drop them far, far away over the ocean."
Did you get that, Noel?
Yeah.
All right.
Got that. Okay. So I said it was foggy out. Above you, the fog kind of breaks away, and you see the IAPA at a great speed from real high up there, almost from space. Shoots down, and right before it lands on the ground right in front of you, it slows and just lands almost gracefully.
Baker's holding the amulet, standing there in awe of this thing, obviously a little bit insane from the events of the night, and asks, "Take these bodies away and drop them far, far away over the ocean so that they're never found again." Within kind of a sly smirk comes up on his face as he says it, as he's holding the amulet. A lot of faith and hope in Baker here tonight.
That's hardcore, man. That's
the module does not account for this happening. So I'm just gonna say the IAPA in one hand grabs Mark Dangler by the side and the other Eloise Dangler by the side, and it looks at you in the eye as it opens its mouth and puts Mark Dangler's head in its mouth and bites down and pulls at his head, and as it's pulling, Mark Dangler's spine just rips out of his back, and the IAPA just engulfs his head, and then he does the same thing with Eloise Dangler, and it's got a headless body in one hand, a headless body in the other, and it bows its head to you ever so slightly and then takes off up into the air.
And Baker's just standing there for like 10 seconds in the silent, and like the fog comes back in a little gap where the IAPA just shot back up, and he says, "This is so fucking cool."
Shouldn't there be a bit of a troll toll for that? A little bit of sanity and a little bit of willpower to...
Yeah, that's fair.
Can give it to him as a ritual.
You know what? You're probably right. There's got to be some sort of toll for that. So
maybe it takes some willpower to use it or something.
Yeah, I'll have to work that out. But for now, I want Baker to roll a D4.
2.
That is take 2 away from your willpower.
Okay.
And then I want you to roll me a sanity.
Failure. 79 over 36.
Roll me a D6.
Okay. 4. I got a 4 on that D6.
You got a 4? Okay, so you take 4 sanity damage from all that.
Uh-oh, we lost him.
Whoa. What the? What the hell?
Was that the IAPA?
I'm thinking yes. I'm having sanity checks fail in real life.
All right, am I here?
Yes, in void. So. You're here in spirit.
We can hear. Yeah, we can hear you, but your video's frozen.
So Lee, I'm gonna say this is absolutely hardcore, and I love it.
Thank you. Yeah, this is super cool. I love Delta Green. This has been extremely fun.
It's first game of it. Specifically, the direction you're taking right now is awesome.
Yeah.
I'll make it to another mission.
That the audio.
It's been rock solid on my side.
Yeah, we can hear you just fine.
Yeah. Looks like it's
on my side is not. Yeah, but I can't hear you. Everything's coming by. Well, after, can you hear me?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Game Master's away. Everybody party.
I'm just gonna roll every skill right now.
You're gonna just roll it.
So you click the hold team button. Roll.
I think we can hear you, Nolan. Can you hear us?
He unsummoned himself again.
Oh.
Baker puts on the amulet and asks for the GM to return.
The IAPA comes back and
I think it demands a human sacrifice.
Did you break it again, Nolan?
Lee, you're gonna have to name your pet at some point.
This is a very good idea. And if you ever want, a secondary reporting or something.
Yeah, but like Lee, I had talked to Steve about things I can spice this game up a little bit. And the one thing that Delta Green doesn't have are inspiration points, but you get an inspiration point for that whole fucking thing, because that was awesome.
Cool.
So, you can add 20 to like any roll that screws up on you.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
lovely.
can only use it once. You can only use it once, but I will try to award those out more frequently for cool stuff. Okay, so I'm just gonna. So the last thing I remember is the IAPA taking the headless bodies up into the air. Did you do anything after that?
Did it leave anything on the ground when it left?
No. I mean, there's blood on the ground from it ripping off the heads of those two bodies.
Okay,
That's
blood's
about
good
it.
enough for where he is currently. That's about probably as good as he can do, I would imagine, from a forensic standpoint. Baker is, kind of sits there. He's gonna take out and smoke a cigarette and kind of sit there for a second. And the thought occurs to him that Thomas Dangler is still unaccounted for, and that he's the one that's on the horn to make sure that this goes away. And role playing the projection, he's thinking about. He's kind of looking at the amulet in his hand as he's smoking his cigarette and thinking about the things that he used to care about at home and how insignificant and trivial they are, like his two girlfriends, and that he used to care a week ago. He cared so much that one of them thought he was running around on him, but now, how trivial and insignificant those things are. Sitting on the ground and smoking his cigarette, he blows out, exhales deeply, and holds the amulet one more time, even though he can kind of tell he's kind of cracking at the seams a little bit, but just kind of trying to see and test to see what his limits are with this thing. He's going to say, when you're done disposing of those, take care of the boy that you dropped in the woods in the same manner. Not knowing if it's going to work or not because that's so far away, he is going to get back in the Lexus and very safely and routinely, hands at 10 and 2, start driving back towards the area in the woods to go see what's there and recover his pistol that he thought he was going to be framing the kid with.
Okay, so with how we did it before, you're going to have to use some willpower. You only have 4 left.
Yep.
I'm going to have you roll me a d4 and hope that you don't get a 4.
Got a 3, so...
Got a 3, okay. So you have 1 willpower point left. You said you're going to hightail it. Well, not hightail, you're going to drive like a respectable person with a driver's license.
Yep.
You're going back to the woods to see if it's gone?
I'm just going to go back, hoping to get there between like 4 and 5 a.m. or whatever, and just going to park on the side of the street and walk into the woods at the scene of the crime and just see what he sees, see what's there.
It's gone. The Thomas Dangler's body is gone.
Okay. Do I need to make another sanity roll?
No, you didn't witness anything. So
okay,
you're good on the sanity roll.
If Baker's pistol is still there, he's going to recover that and put it back in his concealed holster and return to the Lexus. And he would probably call Smiley just to check in, I guess, as far as...
Okay, ring, ring, ring.
Agent Smiley.
Hey, Smiley, it's Baker. We took care of things at the residence. I was going to plan to head back and link up with you guys at the motel, unless you could think of something else where I'd be better utilized.
Not quite sure what is all going on over there, but I can't think of anything else at the moment. We got McNulty. He's back up and kicking. So I think you guys can head this way.
Good to hear. I'm going to rally up with Steinmetz, and we'll be over there before too long. And
if I'm not sure if Steinmetz is still on scene, but he would.
Yeah, he
would do that.
We'll say you get back up to the Dangler residence.
Smiley would ask,
Any help you guys need with bodies, anything like that?
because he's trying to think proactively as well.
Baker says before he goes back and meets up with Steinmetz while he's still in the woods, he takes the amulet and puts it back down in his undies and says,
nope, we got it all buttoned up. Appreciate it, but we'll very efficient over here with the way that we take care of things. Steinmetz is a hell of an agent.
All right, yeah, that Steinmetz is great. All right, good to hear.
We'll see you in a bit.
You go back to the Dangler residence. Steinmetz, what does Baker see you doing when he gets there?
I gotta imagine by this point I've already taken care of the artifacts, so I'm searching the house. I'm looking for anything else that is gonna draw undue suspicion. I'm also, let's be honest, we
already searched the house
usually
and didn't find anything.
The other thing I'm looking for is not to be too crass, but valuables, right? I mean, we're operating kind of under the radar, and fact is we might need some some guns that we can get at. Anything that might be of use to Delta Green, but I'm thinking stuff like cash, guns,
jewelry, prescription medication as well, even.
Meds, yeah.
So Baker sees you running through the house looking for things. You have the shotgun. I want you guys both to roll me a search. Do you need me to roll you a search, Steve?
That would be appreciated.
So Baker, roll me a search.
Failure, 80 over 21. And whenever Steinmetz sees Baker, Baker looks kind of pale and visibly shaken and like way more exhausted and strung out than whenever you first saw him, just because his willpower went, basically next to nothing.
All right, you guys both failed your search rolls, so you don't really find anything of value to you guys. Does Steinmetz comment on Baker's appearance right now?
I'm gonna offer to him, hey, I've got things here. I don't think we want to leave the house unwatched, but you took care of 3 big pieces of this puzzle. So you just want to.
I mean, you don't know that. You guys really haven't discussed that yet.
Oh, I thought it was clear from before that he was gonna be taking care of that. That's why he left.
Oh, okay. Well,
I guess I asked, hey, so were you able to take care of our 3 problems?
And Baker just kind of, with a faraway look, kind of says, they shouldn't be a problem anymore, as far as I can tell.
All right.
Steve, roll me a humint. Oh, you can't. I'm going to roll a humint for Steve.
All right. And the other thing, do I know that he was hurt? Because I'm also thinking, hey, besides looking worn out, he's also, he might need some first aid himself, whereas I remain unscathed, so.
Steinmetz can tell that Baker's a little despondent, and there's more lag time. Baker's usually a pretty sharp guy, and there's a little bit of a lag. Almost like he's thinking about something else or his mind's somewhere else, and to the point that maybe Steinmetz is a little bit worried about him.
Yeah, so I'll come. Hey, don't feel like you need to. I think you've done what you need to do. I can hold things down here. You probably need to get patched up as well if you want to head back to the motel.
Steve, what is? I'm sorry, but what is your goal with this house?
I know it's not the most exciting thing, but I just want to keep an eye on it. I think somebody needs to stay put.
For what?
And then until I guess I'm still thinking back in my mind, there might be something here that somebody comes across.
Well, I'm telling you failed your search rolls. So
okay.
As far as Steinmetz is concerned, everything's taken care of in that house. So right. obviously the house is in shambles right now. You're gonna need to figure out what you're gonna tell Detective Gregson, because this is what's gonna happen. You guys are gonna have to lay this all out for Gregson in a way that covers everything up. Then you're going to have to debrief with Walker. So you need to figure out how to explain what happened in this house to the Glen Ridge PD. You're not going to do that just by sitting in the house. You know what I'm saying?
All right, fair enough.
So you can burn it down. You could just leave it the way it is and come up with a good story to tell Gregson.
Yeah, I'd say let's leave it as is for now, and I guess we can link back up with the others at the motel and start putting our story together.
Okay, and Baker's with you. Does Baker agree with that?
Yeah, Baker is kind of just going with the program here. The last thing he's going to do is just park the Lexus back in the vehicle, back in the garage, and wipe it down and go with, he'll let Steinmetz drive the Suburban, back to the...
As you're walking back to the Suburban, roll me a search plus 20.
Failure, 96 over 21.
Damn it! I was gonna do this big old elaborate scene. Was as Baker's getting in the car, he looks down and in the moonlight shines a shiny Rolex. But that does not happen, and you guys get in the car and head to the motel. So you guys. You pull up to the hotel. You guys are all in the hotel. Santorini is still in there. What's the conversation? It's like 3:30 in the morning.
It might be a little tough to wrap this up, 100% cleanly, but I think it's clear. We got our killer. I think that's the central theme here. We got the killer.
No, Santorini's like, who was doing it?
Time for a game time decision. Do we think he's cool enough to know?
Yeah, I think we give him just enough. We say it was the Dangler kid. He was a disgruntled kid getting back at those who crossed him.
All right. Steinmetz is going to roll a persuade to see if he buys it. He failed. Santorini's like, a 16-year-old kid ripped the heads off of 3 bodies and somehow got them up on an electrical tower, a 30-foot tree. Hell, Carl Moretti, he looked like he fell 50 feet. How is a 16-year-old boy going to do that?
I can't say I've got the full picture yet, but my working hunch, the father worked from Northrop, kid's got his hand on some kind of military hardware, haven't ruled out the fact that the parents were in on it. A couple like that, only child, they were very protective, and they just, they did whatever it took to protect their little boy. But just a working theory. We don't have a full story put together just yet.
He looks at you and he's just like, he looks at you and then he looks at McNulty and he's going to roll a humint on McNulty. He can't figure McNulty out. He knows something just isn't adding up, but he's like, all right, do you need me for anything else?
Baker needs to get patched up. Otherwise, thanks for your help.
Yeah, Baker would show the slash mark on his back to the doc and ask, say, me next kind of thing as he sits down on one of the beds, a little shell-shocked.
Okay, he's patching you up. Roll me a D4, and that will be how many hit points you gain. As he's stitching him up, he's just kind of talking to him, talking out loud, and he's like, I've never seen a black bear viciously just attack somebody. Was this a black bear that attacked you? The same black bear that attacked you as McNulty?
And Baker looks over at McNulty and says, yeah, it was a black bear for sure.
Okay. He goes, I know something's going on here, and I'm going to stay to my word that I'm going to keep my mouth shut. But I could be a very good asset to you. So when you're ready to come clean, you can give me a call. And he walks out the door. Unless somebody stops him or you just let him walk out the door.
I think it is worth pointing out, hey, let's not forget that the reason you have to be so discreet is that you weren't discreet in the past. We did you a favor too, but we will keep you in mind.
Well, it looks like my favors to you have been stacking up a lot more than your favors to me tonight.
And Baker would say, we appreciate your discretion and the patch-up, Doc. Trust me, you saved a lot of lives.
He nods his head and heads out to his vehicle. So, how about we leave it at that? So, you guys now are alone in the motel room. It's like 4:00 in the morning. You guys plan to talk to Gregson tomorrow? Or are you calling it cleaned up and just gonna meet with Walker to debrief?
Yeah, I mean, leave it open discussion, but I think we need to clear things up with the locals.
Yeah,
I agree.
Put some polish on.
I agree too. There's too many loose threads, and now that we don't have any, bodies that are going to show up to be able to like actually say, oh yeah, that's what happened. We're going to have to come up with something, I think.
So are we safe to say that you guys kind of call it a night?
I think so. The only thing, and I don't want to retcon anything, but in terms of like when Steinmetz and Smiley talked about story stuff, I do kind of want to probably have something as an option of, leaking some information to the press to help kind of get traction on whatever our story ends up being.
Okay, remember that, and that'll be part of the conversation you have in the morning for next session. I want everybody right now to roll me con times 5 rolls.
Is that just a straight Constitution roll on the sheet?
Yep.
Yeah. Anybody who passes can give themselves 1 hit point. And then once you're done with that, everybody roll me a D6. and whatever that comes out, you can add that to your willpower, but you can't go above like your max willpower, I believe. Cool. Or do I need to do that for you, Steve?
I don't know who was
Sorry, I was
hurt.
clicking around. Actually, I it's kind of irrelevant because I looks like, as far as I can tell, I got max willpower, and
Okay.
yeah, I didn't take any hits. So
Funny, we all rolled 3s. That's crazy.
So next session we will finish this scenario. And I gotta tell you guys, that was awesome, especially you, Lee. That was I don't know how we're gonna deal with this thing that you have in the future, but that was crazy. We'll start next session, everybody, of a clear mind, and you guys will discuss the last aspects of this.
Perfect.
Sound good? Or anybody got anything else?
Oh no, I'm all set. I was gonna say I don't know if Agent Baker's mind will ever be quite clear again, but clear enough.
Yeah.
Just straight hardcore, man. First, you just start smoking witnesses and making it look like they're doing all the dirty work, and then you're just like, oh yeah, by the way, I have a space gremlin now, and it's gonna eat everybody. It fucking peeled the danglers like a shrimp, man. Fucking unbelievable.
All right, guys.
All right, thanks everyone. That was super fun. Y'all have a great week.
Yeah, this is great. Thank you so much.
All right, take it easy.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.